All right, here we go. This is a reshoot. Cinco podcast Cinco. Sorry, my hands are huge and huge,
Huge. They're
huge.
huge. They're the greatest hands ever.
They're the greatest hands. All right, we're gonna get something done today, America. Thank you for joining us. We want to make your life great. Can we do that, Jamie Morgan?
I love it, man. I love it.
I do too. Well, here we go. My name's Scott. I'm with 30 pastors. I'm consulting with them on this project. It's a cool project of peer collaboration groups that we're putting together around the country. And hopefully by now you're in one of our groups or you're thinking about joining up for one of our groups. You can go to 30pastors.com or you can email me at scott at 30pastors. Jamie, how do we get a hold of you today?
MyFamilyCounselor at gmail.com. MyFamilyCounselor@gmail.com.
And Jamie's a busy man. He's got very limited time available. We're going to talk about some of the time that we have today. And
Mm.
we've taken some swings at you all. Whether you're a pastor or you're a leader, we're glad that you're joining our podcast. So business leader, leader in your family. If you have a relationship with one person or two, you're probably a leader and you don't even know it. So we
Yeah.
want to see you transform your life and transform your relationships into you being respected as a leader and you respecting yourself as a leader. And today we're talking about expectations. And man, we've taken some swings at people and specifically pastors. And I have this high expectation that if I call somebody, Jamie, that you'll call me back.
Man, me too, right? Like, hey, this is Jamie. I'm not available right now, but if you leave me a message, I'll call you back in the next 24 hours.
That's right. And that's the way to lay that. You get away from any expectations that somebody has. We hear so many phone messages that I'll call you back as soon as possible. Well, what does that look like? When is as soon as possible exactly? When is that? Or I'll call you back at my convenience, at my earliest convenience. When is that? Saturday, Sunday, Monday? I don't get that. So what we like to put in is we like to get rid of those unthwarted expectations, those expectations that are in the mind. And here we go. We're talking today, video cast number 5, about expectations, Jamie.
Yeah. So with expectations, we just have to be clear what we're willing to do and what we're not willing to do. When we're clear in our communication, we set clear expectations with people. We talked last time about we teach people how to treat us. So when we're able just to communicate, this is what we're willing to do, then we can live into that. What happens when we don't tell people exactly what we're willing to do, then they assume it's going to be what they think it'll be.
The rules of our game.
Right.
The rules of our game. That's what we started. That's what we ended the conversation with. If you're playing sorry, Jamie, or you're playing life, I'll give you the easy one, the good one. You're playing life and I'm playing sorry. Our rules don't align. So when we get in business together or we get into a church and we're now the leader of our church, and for most of you that are joining us, you've already got your life established. You're already probably leading a church or you're leading a business. So now what we're talking about is how do we fix this? How do we take you from being overwhelmed and not being able to call me back or text me back? I have high expectations. I live a very fierce life and I have a high expectations for myself. And what I have is I have a working integrity model that we've talked about in video number 1. And what that looks like is I do everything in my power to do what I'll say I'll do. And if I don't, I'll clean it up.
Yeah.
So how do we establish those rules of our game, Jamie? That's really what I want to talk about today. How do we establish that? How do we set those? And I don't want to call them expectations because they're really at that point, once you speak them, they're no longer expectations. What are they?
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Yeah, they're just boundaries, right? Yeah. So when you're able to set boundaries, it creates this possibility of saying no, not having guilt about it, or saying yes because it fits into what your boundaries look like, right? So boundaries You can have boundaries with your congregation, boundaries with your staff, boundaries with your family. Like there's all different levels of boundaries, right? But again, I think if we're talking about setting boundaries, we got to be clear. What am I committed to? Right? What am I really committed to? And then living inside of that. So then when someone makes a request of you, no, it doesn't fit. I'm sorry, I can't do it right now. And I'm sorry that I can't do it right now. That's okay.
And what we're talking about really is what we in the coaching world, the consulting world, is work ability. So we've
Yeah.
split this whole conversation of integrity, moral versus working. So we're doing that here today again, folks, in video podcast number 5. We're splitting in the hair right down the middle. We're splitting workability versus right or wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I say, Jamie, I can't call you back today, I will call you back tomorrow, which is Friday. There's no meaning to that. There's no conversation that needs to happen. It's a rule that you and I got. We're in integrity. We're good. Talk to you tomorrow. Nothing else needs to be said. Jamie,
Yeah.
tell us about the example that you and I started using about 8 years ago about
Yeah.
hockey face-off puck on the phone with call waiting.
Yeah. So because we're as busy as we are, and the times that we talk business, friendship, a lot of times we're just yapping and making each other, like building each other up. So I won't say it's less important, but it's in a place that we can put this on hold and take something of a little bit higher priority necessarily. So what you and I put in was, hey, just so we're clear, if I get another phone call that I have to take, I will take it. Doesn't mean anything. And then I'll just call you back. So if I say, hey, I got to go, we're complete then. I don't feel, so if I'm talking to you and you say, hey man, I got to go, I understand exactly what that means because we've had that conversation up front. So when then you hang up, I hang up, I don't feel like, man, I'm not important to him, or he doesn't care about me, or what the heck just happened? It's, oh, I know Scott had to take that call, and he will call me back when he can.
That's right. So we put in integrity, working integrity again.
Yeah.
We've taken out the expectations. We've taken out the meaning or the story, which we'll talk about in the future. And what we put in, guys, is a working model, work ability. Okay. And what does that create, Jamie? That creates time.
Yeah.
1 minute a pop, because every time you don't have to explain to me why you need to take this call, and I have to ask questions or have to put some thought into it. And the other part is that it saves me time is I now know you'll call me back. Okay, guys. So we're going to save you right off the bat, probably 15 to 20 minutes a day, so you can get back into those conversations in other areas of your life. So we put in little simple things that take out expectations and put in work ability.
Love
piece
it.
by piece by piece. Now, Jamie, we started talking about how we think, again, we like taking swings at pastors here at 30 Pastors. We're taking the swings so we want you to know we have the empathy for you, that your job is off the chart, up here, way overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So what can we do to help them? What can we do to help pastors? Their schedule, you brought it up. They walk in on a Monday. They've already got things scheduled out. And the next thing you know, they're getting this guy coming to them. Hey, I need to meet with you, pastor. I need to meet with you, pastor. I need to meet with you, pastor. Now he's got 3 or 4 more meetings, emails, whatever. What do we put in?
Yeah, man. So again, that's where your boundaries come in. Learning how to say no, right? So imagine, like you said, Scott, coming into the office and you get stopped at the first desk you walk by. Hey, pastor, I got these phone calls for you. Hey, then you keep walking, and then one of the associate pastors. Hey, pastor, I got to talk to you about this. And then maybe the music director. Hey, pastor, I want to talk to you about this. Right? There's boom, 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 boom. Then you get to your computer. So you get to your office. You sit down. You've got these 4 or 5 people wanting to talk to you. Then you sit down on your computer, open that thing up, or you turn it on, and now you've got this email, I got to talk to this. So now you've just added maybe 5, 10, 15 things to your plate that was already full. That creates overwhelm.
That's right. It sure does.
Pastor, you don't have to do it all by yourself, man.
That's right.
Learning how to delegate some of that information, some of those responsibilities, right? When you learn how to delegate, you talk about creating workability. That's a game changer.
Workability. And we're going to put that in for you in podcast number 6. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put you over to podcast number 6. We're going to wrap this one up. We want to thank you for joining us, and we're going to kick off podcast number 6 with 2 ideas. Specifically, Jamie's got an idea of how he can help your Monday through Friday, and I got an idea how we can put in for you for your workability on Monday mornings. If it's your Monday, your Monday specifically, it might be Tuesday, but your Monday, and how we can get you to maximize your time as a leader, as a pastor, as a coach, whatever it is in the area of your life that you need the access to workability. Thanks for joining us, Scott with 30 Pastors. You can email me, scott@30pastors.com, and you can get a hold of Jamie by...
You can email me, myfamilycounselor@gmail.com, or you can just visit my website, www.myfamilycounseling.com.
Thanks so much for joining us. God bless you. We appreciate you, and see you in videocast, podcast, vlog number 6.